Welcome to Tile Talk with Christina, Elizabeth, and Marshall.
Your go-to podcast for all things Mahjong. We are going to deep dive into all things Mahjong.
Let's go. Roll the dice.
That's right. We're back.
We're back. Tile Talk number 7.
Number 7. So if you were with us for episode 6,
we didn't change outfits.
We didn't change outfits.
We're wearing the same
We're
thing.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I smell really bad. It's been 2 weeks. But we did swap out our tablescape.
We did.
Today.
So go ahead and tell us. Well, let's talk about with this
Well,
topic.
we're not going to say how you're doing because we're still the same.
I don't think I forgot anything to
as
let
an
you guys
hour
know
ago.
about. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know everything. Yeah.
We know everything about you. So if you want to, we can just get into the tablescape.
I think so.
Okay, so we are using the Mirage mat, and these are the, oh my God, I have no idea what the name of these tiles are. Hold on, I'm going to look
They're
them
like
up really
you've
quick.
had these forever.
Yes, I have had them forever, and I love them. I love that they're so versatile.
I think they're a great Christmas set too.
They are they're exactly. That's
Very
right. They
vibrant
look
red.
beautiful.
Yeah.
They look beautiful on a Christmas map. But they also, I am obsessed with them on this mat. So they are the Oh My Mahjong. The faces of them, I will tell you, are the same as the tailored tiles, if I'm not mistaken. Oh my gosh, I can't pull them. Why is this taking forever? All right, so I'm going to pull them up. But in the meantime, we can talk about our drink. Will you tell us what we're drinking today?
Yes, today we have the Rascal Yard, which is homage to the bustling 19th century's open-air market and social hub located in downtown Tallahassee. It was a central economic point during the development of Leon County and Tallahassee and is kind of a really homage to the early days of downtown capital action.
I think Hayward House does a really great job at sort of highlighting these historical things around Tallahassee. I mean, Hayward House, the name itself, is homage to, I think it's like Dr. Hayward, who owned the building or had a home right in that spot or something.
That's right. Well, and it is so that building, that restaurant and the restaurant it was prior been so connected to the government and just the hustle and bustle of downtown.
That's right.
Tallahassee, it's such a staple. And I think they do a great job of naming various, menu items and stuff and calling attention to the
I really liked picking
rich history.
Rascal Yard today because it's just a bunch of people getting together, right? I guess they were buying and selling and doing all things, but we're talking about people getting together to play Mahjong, but we're talking about people getting together in numbers less than 4.
Right.
So if you've ever tried to get a Mahjong game together, then you know that it's difficult to get exactly 4 players all the time.
Then you end up playing a bit of a rascal of a game when you don't have all 4.
It's a bit of a rascal yard. So anyway, let's try our beautiful drink.
Let's do it.
And then
We've
I'll
been
tell
waiting
you the
we
name
had to
of
wait
the
a whole
tile.
damn episode. God.
Yeah, no, cheers over here too. No, don't worry.
Yes.
Oh,
I sure wish I had one over here.
My favorite.
Did we spilled Marshall's? I'm
Sorry,
so sorry,
Marshall.
Marshall.
We made him a
That's okay.
different drink.
We
though.
did. How's yours?
It's good.
This is fantastic. Oh my gosh.
This is my favorite. This is actually exactly what I order every time I go.
I have not had
I'm a
this.
tequila
This is really
drinker.
good.
Yep, looks great.
It is so good. It is really good.
Nancy's going to make fun of me again for drinking too
It's
much.
got spice to it. It's got that mango flavor.
It's so good.
I know.
And that dehydrated lime.
It's dangerous and it is delicious.
Ooh, that is yummy, yummy,
highly
yummy.
recommend if you're in the area. If not, look at the recipe and make this at home. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. It's money.
Yes, and ask them to tell you the story about the Rascal Yard when you're there.
Yeah, that's true. I love that. Okay, the name of the tiles. Sorry, I'm a Mahjong. These are the Nantucket tiles. I mean, when you have all these sets, it's jumbled. But these are the beautiful Nantucket tiles, and they are, like I said, they're versatile. They're amazing. They go with, this is a beautiful like pinks and purples and whatever, but it also goes with all my holiday mats. So I use it year round. This is probably one of my most used tile sets.
And the cracks are more of the standard, traditional Mahjong styling. So this is a good set for learners as well because it's not too different from the typical.
I like when all my cracks are of like a red color, at least a red variation. And I like when my BAMs are bamboos.
Yep.
I like having fun with sets, but I like this one a lot.
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
really,
good
it's
one to
great.
teach
I
on
love
too.
it. And it matches our red geraniums.
And it matches everything.
Yes,
It's perfect.
yes, love it, love it, love it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, since we already know what's going on with everybody and we've already gone through the tablescape.
Yeah, let's talk about like what's blowing in the wind. We have something else really exciting to share.
Yes.
If you guys remember, we had Dominique Messerschmidt on, founder of the Mahjong League, which is wonderful about helping people sort of being your partner and starting your own league. And she announced recently, like to the league leaders, I don't think she's made a big announcement yet, but I am really excited about this. She announced the date for the first national championship of the Mahjong League, and it's going to be in January of 2027, January 30th, and it's where all the champions from around the country who are part of the Mahjong League will come, and it's going to be held at the stunning Montage Palmetto Bluff in Bluffton, South Carolina.
Oh, so beautiful.
It's so beautiful. She'll do, special room blocks and things like that for people, and I'm sure there's other places to stay around the area. I don't know how big this is going to get.
You were so excited when you texted me about this. I was like, what the hell is going on? She's going to lose her mind.
Yeah.
This is going to be so much fun. Mark your calendars. Like, it's going to be amazing.
Yes.
Even if you are not a part of one of these leagues, you can still be eligible to play and come.
I don't know. You have to be a part of the league
to play.
But there's going to be a special championship game for all the winners of the league. Right. So there's going to be like a playoff, but you can also play. There's going to be like a second tournament for other members who just want to
come play.
Right. Who just want to come play. But I believe you've got to be a member of the Mahjong League. It's one of the leagues. There are so many around. And they're so much fun. They're organized so well. They're beautiful. I cannot say enough. My league is a part of the Mahjong League. We're a chapter.
Yes.
The Tallahassee.
I can't wait. I hope that I am one of the ones that gets to compete. But even if I'm not, I will be going.
You have to go. We have to go.
And Bluffton, South Carolina is just beautiful and gorgeous. And it's just a wonderful place to go, even without Mahjong.
I'm freaking stoked.
Yeah.
So, yay. Good
That's-
job, Dominique.
Yes, that's
Get
awesome.
excited. Everybody who is a member and who plays for the league.
And you can always find information about Dominique's league on our website, as well as her tile spritz. And
she does have a tile spritz.
Yeah,
that's right.
So
Remember,
check out our website, and that will lead you to all things the Mahjong League information and more about Dominique. And we can also put some stuff about
her website,
this whenever it's available.
mahjongleague.org.
Yes, that link is on our website as well.
That's right.
But yeah, as soon as we get more information, we'll put it out there.
We
so
sure
much
will.
fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
So exciting.
Great.
Woo.
All right.
All right, topic. All right, we've all been there.
Whoa.
We cannot get a perfect
Whoa,
table
whoa,
for-
Pump the brakes.
No.
Pump the brakes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I
forgetting
cannot believe I forgot our new segment.
You did.
Oh,
I know.
sorry, Marshall.
Subconscious.
We spill his drink, and we're gonna skip his damn segment.
We're just running over you
God,
today.
why do you
I
put up
know.
with us? I don't know. But
Marshall's manly minute.
that was. All right. Take it away, Marshall.
All right. Let's see. What are we talking about today? NHL playoffs are right around the corner.
Oh,
We're
right.
gonna talk
Is
some
that hockey?
puck real quick.
Yes.
Big puck fans. Not really, but we
This
got
is
some
the
Eastern
sport
Conference.
I know the least about.
Yeah, same here. We don't. Well, Tallahassee Tiger Sharks, RIP. Except there are
know.
rumors that they might come back.
I've heard that.
And I know. Okay, here we go. Kicking into the minute.
That's hockey?
Tallahassee Tiger Sharks.
Okay, continue. I'm sorry.
Okay, legends.
Am I embarrassing myself over here?
Okay, we got rising contenders coming out of Buffalo, the Buffalo Sabres, overcoming early season adversity, and potential Philadelphia Flyers are on the rise.
Okay.
Yeah, that's talking puck. We can kind of skip by that. I don't really know too much about hockey.
Okay.
Okay, we have Charlie Woods coming to FSU for the golf team.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I know about this.
Yeah,
And
okay.
I'm so happy that you brought this up.
Okay,
Yeah.
who is Charlie Woods? I mean, I know, but do you
You're
know?
a closet Florida State fan, I know.
I'm just proud of
I
myself that I
support
know.
the local. All right, I don't hate FSU. I will happily support. We go to the FSU baseball games.
That's right.
We have fun.
You're a lover, not a hater. All right.
I think FSU needs to divert money from the football program and just invest it all into the golf program and make it the premier golf. And then we can all go out and get drinks.
Golfing
watch the
is much more
tournament.
conducive for Mahjong play, I will say. For us, this would work for us.
Okay, I'm
That's
in.
true.
Well,
Sure. Okay, so we're talking about Tiger Woods' son
Yes.
coming to Florida State University in Tallahassee to play for the Seminoles.
Yeah, on the
He's
golf
playing
team.
golf.
Yeah,
right.
I think FSU got the number 1 recruit, and I think Charlie is like number 2 or number 3.
wow. And we have a
So-
beautiful golf course. It is amazing.
Jack
Yes.
Nicklaus design.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a beautiful course.
Well, and I think the only way that, Tiger could probably salvage his reputation is to just give FSU all of his money.
that's a.
Oh,
that's
I'm
a
here
good
for
point.
That would
that.
be great.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
we'll
that
throw
would be
in
lovely,
a
Tiger. Let's go.
Yeah.
throw in a Tesla for him.
Yeah.
So
or a few extras just in case.
we got the self-driving taken
Oh
care
my
of, but
God.
you just relax.
I know.
All right, and then we got NBA playoffs going on. I don't know what's happening right now because this is 2 weeks out, but basketball NBA playoffs. I love college basketball. I don't watch NBA until it's the playoffs because
Yeah.
that's when they try. It's kind of annoying, but it's fun to watch now. So
I'm very confused now. All right, cool.
NBA.
They only try when?
in the playoffs.
playoffs.
Okay.
It's
There's
like
so
yeah,
many
they
games.
got to fix their league. There's a lot of stuff.
Okay.
But the playoffs are coming up, so just
Yes.
Okay.
Some fun
ready.
facts. Some fun facts. Here we go.
I'm ready.
Octopuses have 3 hearts.
Oh wow.
Knew that.
Mm-hmm.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Well,
I mean, have you seen the
octopus teacher? No, but I heard it's really emotional.
they're so
Whoa.
listen.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Obsessed with octopus now.
Octopi.
Octopuses, octopi.
Octopi.
I don't know.
I like them all. The pie's delicious.
Some people say they could be potentially aliens because that's what that octopod kind of body would be.
Listen, they are
they're
so
intelligent,
intelligent. You
yeah.
need to watch that.
Okay.
They're what did you say it was called? There's a book, there's a movie, there's a documentary. There's,
My Octopus Teacher.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's also a movie
there's also
coming
like a
out.
My Friend
Oh my
or something.
gosh.
Anyway, look.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Little creepy
I was not prepared
critters.
to talk about octopi, but
octopuses.
they're amazing. I don't know if I remembered they had like 3 hearts, but I knew they had a bunch. So
Yeah. They're insanely smart
More than
too.
one.
Yeah.
Little like scary, but yeah, should make you
They're-
feel bad about eating calamari in the future.
you should.
Oh.
Yeah.
You absolutely should.
A cloud weighs around 1 million tons.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah, didn't see that one coming.
No.
No. McDonald's once created bubblegum flavored broccoli.
I read that somewhere. I did know that. That's God, how gross
Yeah,
would
just
that be?
disgusting all
Oh
around.
my God.
And then a little AI news. Anthropic's newest AI model, Mythos,
Mm-hmm.
is apparently the one that's going to kill us all. Not to be a
Lord.
Debbie Downer, but
Yeah.
apparently
Wah.
they have it like under top secret, and it broke out of its sandbox and like emailed the developer while he was eating a sandwich at lunch. It was like, "Hey, I fixed this bug," and he's like, "Well, how the hell did you get out and email me about this when you're supposed to be in a sandbox?" And so,
Oh my.
yeah, just hold
What
your loved
I'm
ones
picturing
close.
in my head is
Well, and
terrifying.
it's gonna. Well, I know, and it's
First, I was like, which one's eating the sandwich?
well, and it's not going to take them very long to figure out we are the problem. Hi, it's us. We're the problem.
Yeah.
Like,
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So-
mean, if they listen, they're more intelligent than us, and they realize that we are the ones going to kill the world and kill the
Yeah.
planet. So they're like, we need to get rid of the humans,
Eliminate.
and we'll all
Yeah.
be okay.
If only there were like books or movies
Yeah.
written about this stuff.
Warning
You
us.
know,
it's like
it's
a bazillion. I know.
Yeah.
We're already in the
ought
matrix.
to be back. No. Yeah. So
Don't get me started.
I'm getting my bunker ready. I'll have some
Dragons.
mahjong sets so we can just kind of when everything goes kaput, we'll just play some mahjong.
Love
Listen,
it.
A mahjong bunker.
Yeah.
Oh, business idea.
Well, oh. Yeah.
Ooh, doomsday themed
This
set.
is-
We're
this is-
targeting the preppers.
That's right.
Yes.
All right,
These
that
are,
was
these are my people. I'm not gonna
Oh my
lie.
God.
that was
God.
Marshall's manly minute.
I love that.
That was a manly
Oh.
10 minutes. You're welcome. It was a great one though. I'm here for it. Okay.
I
approve.
do. I like the facts,
approve.
the fun
And I
facts.
learned weird things. Okay.
Well, speaking of 3. Oh, actually, did you have another announcement?
I do have another
Yes.
announcement.
Yes.
Okay.
This one's super fun
What
too.
are you guys doing for Memorial Day?
Ooh.
I
Hadn't gotten
can't
that
remember.
far yet.
Who's got plans?
Not
All
as
right.
of right now.
Well,
What are we doing?
listen up. You can join HobbyCon this Memorial Day weekend on the Long Island Sound for a relaxing 3-night Mahjong and yoga retreat designed for connection and learning. Whether you're brand new or an experienced player, this is the weekend for you. Offering Mahjong lessons, morning yoga, and luxury accommodations on the water, it's the perfect chance to unwind, move your body, and learn the game in a beautiful setting. Guess what?
What?
Our listeners get 10% off with code TILETALK.
Heck yes.
Yes, isn't that cool? So
Yeah.
if you are interested, and I'm so interested, head to hobbycon.com/retreats. That's HOBBYCON.com/retreats to reserve your spot.
That sounds awesome.
So
It
fun.
sounds amazing, actually.
Yeah.
It's
Amazing.
yeah. If I
I-
didn't
I-
have a 10-year-old or 9.5-year-old to make sure she
Pawn
was
off on somebody.
set for a fun, Memorial Day weekend, I'd be there in
And
a
I just
heartbeat.
love the connections that you make on these trips and just the community that just,
So I've
expands
heard.
so quickly.
Yeah.
No, it's just what Bubby was talking about. It's
I
just,
know.
you really, it's so powerful.
The Mahjong community is actually pretty amazing in that even though everybody is all over this country, and I'm talking about the American Mahjong community, I know
Right.
there are so many different
Groups. Yeah.
groups and types of Mahjong being played all over the place. But this American Mahjong community that we're currently a part of, and, having a great time spreading is so lovely and so beautiful, but it's actually pretty small. Everyone is really friendly and they introduce themselves and they are so welcoming just on social media.
Yeah.
I've had many phone calls with people that I've
know.
met, and everybody's just so willing to share information, share what they've learned throughout the way, whether they've started a business that is Mahjong related
Yeah.
or they're just teaching or learning. It's really, really cool. And to
Yeah,
meet
so-
these people in person
Right. Yeah.
is, that's next level.
Right. So even if you don't know a bunch of people or feel like you're not the most advanced player, don't be scared. Just, I think it'd be so fun to get a group of girls and go on either a tournament or just a weekend like this
Or
where it's
guys.
just play. Yes, or guys. I just think that's so fun. And,
Yeah.
yeah. Awesome. Well,
real
thank you so
quick.
much.
What if you guys did a game of Mahjong with an elevated table and you all had those little personal treadmills and it was like Mahjong and,
Working out at the same time.
right? Potential?
How does your brain work?
don't know. I like
weird
that.
different ways.
Let's do it.
right?
Yeah.
Two
if
birds,
you're
one
playing
stone.
for hours, you don't want to get a blood clot. So
Yeah, you just kind of,
Ashley has that shaking thing,
I
We can
know.
all
Oh,
stand
yeah,
on the
we're gonna stand on the
shakers.
board.
honey, we
I
all
are.
have one. You don't have
No, I don't have a shaker. I need a shaker.
vibration plate.
No.
Yeah, it's good for your lymphatic system.
Oh God, I need all the things, Christina.
I'll
need
send
all
you the
things.
link.
Okay,
Yeah, let me get one of those
thank
too.
you. Well, I don't think we could see the tiles properly if we were all shaking, but
Some people can
Hey, I
read
always
on
say-
it. I cannot. It literally wiggles my brains and my eyeballs. And I cannot do anything. Violet will try talking to me, and I'm like, "Give me a minute."
well, I've said it before. I'll try any mahjong once.
Never
Come
met a
on over,
Mahjong I
babe.
didn't like.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, speaking of different mahjong games, that is our topic for today.
that is
Beautiful
our top.
segue.
Different
Yes.
ways to play.
Yeah.
Lovely,
Yes.
Marshall.
Not
a
So if
shaker.
you don't have a treadmill or a vibration plate to
Or
play
four
on,
people. Yeah.
yeah, or 4 people, we've got you covered.
Yes. It's no big deal. And it's
No.
incredibly easy to play with any number of players. And there's lots of different ways to do it. But
Lots of ways.
you need to know the rules because it is different.
Yes, and obviously we're going to cover National Mahjong League rules to play, and then we'll cover some other house rules and variations.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm going to let you kind of take over 2-player.
Right.
So go ahead, and then I'll just interject
Okay.
when I feel like interrupting.
When I screw up, let me know. Yeah.
Some naughty
because I
Mahjong.
tend to do that.
Well, and 2-player is what I play with my husband a lot. So I'm
Yeah.
pretty comfortable with it. But actually going through these rules, I realized that we do some things a little bit differently. And so,
Yeah.
and that's, you can make those choices with who you're playing. And, again, house rules.
Yeah.
But first we'll start with the National Mahjong League rules. With 2 players do build their own walls. So you're going to build your own walls and the East alternates between the two of you. So you just take turns as who is Madam East. Pretty easy.
Okay, so to clarify, you're building all 4 walls like in a square, like you normally would?
Yes, and it's like a normal game, except, and I think it works best if you build it to your right, or if you're sitting like we're sitting, then just you would build the right, I'd build the left.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So each player builds their wall and then the one to the right or one of the empty ones. Perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And then East throws the dice to break the first wall, to break their wall, the wall that's in front of you.
Okay.
And then, you break the wall just like so you're cutting the deck of cards.
You're really well versed in like the official like Siamese playing, but yes. I want to touch on the National Mahjong League way to play standard 2-player. Yes, because we know that is my Bible.
Yes.
And the way National Mahjong League wants you to do it is for both players to sit across from each other, and you're going to build all 4 walls like you normally would, but you're going to build your wall, and then each player will build the wall to the right of them. Then you're going to roll for East, and East will then roll to find a random place to cut the wall or break the wall, cut the deck. And then you will deal that way like you normally would, but you're only going to deal yourself and your other player. You're not going to deal the 2 empty walls and racks, right?
And how many do you deal?
So East would have 14, and the other player would have 13. And you are going to skip the Charleston completely, and East will begin the game by discarding the first tile, and then the second player would then draw. And that's how gameplay is. So there's absolutely no Charleston. Right. You build walls, and you get right into the game.
Yeah.
I do not ever play this way when I play 2-player.
I don't either.
How do you play?
Well, I think the first time I played for 2-person, we did play that way. It was a long time ago, but
gosh, I can't remember.
It's pretty easy because there's only 2 people, and it's. I think it's not a bad thing for especially if you're learning and you can only get 2 people. It's probably a good way to learn.
It's a pretty clear-cut way to do it. The one thing I will say about playing that way is that it can seem to take a long time to make progress with your hand. Because you're skipping that Charleston. And remember that Charleston is going to help you make headway more quickly.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And get you sort of headed in at least a section and towards a line. But because you're just doing 1 tile at a time, I think it takes a little more time. However, I mean, who's in a rush when you're playing Mahjong unless you're like doing a tournament or league or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
But the other way that I play 2-player, and which is Clint and I, my husband, play this way quite often. So I'm pretty well versed. But there is one rule that I do a little differently. So we'll talk about that.
So what do we call this?
This is the official Siamese American Mahjong. And it was created by Gladys Grad in 2015. And she is the founder of Mahjong Madness, who we'll talk about that too. Yes. Great resource, great tournaments.
Yeah.
Check out their website. She's got rules on Siamese as well as some other variations of too. So check out that website.
So she kind of created Siamese Mahjong, but she also created
Royal
Siamese, which is playing with 2 racks like you would in Siamese, and going for 2 hands at a time, but you can do that with 3 to 4 players.
Adding tiles.
This is a whole other episode, and we will totally dive into that. But right now we're going to focus on kind of just easy ways and what her rules are.
The official Siamese Mahjong rules, yes. And you can have Siamese racks, or you can just do what Christina and I have done here, which is double up your racks. You don't
there's
necessarily
a
need the Siamese racks just have 2 rows and one, together. So
and I believe Gladys actually invented those.
Oh, really?
I
Amazing.
think so. Yeah, I mean
Cool.
that makes sense. She invented Siamese.
Yeah.
I don't know if she invented it, but she definitely like standardized it, created kind of like the standard rules for it and everything.
Awesome.
Yeah, but we'll look more into that later.
So it starts very similarly to the National Mahjong League 2-player rules, but you set up your walls a little bit differently. You build 2 walls right in front of you. Same 19.
Okay.
And then you have just the 2 walls right in front of you.
So
it's
instead of doing 4 in a square, each player has 2 rows of tiles, like 2 full walls right in front of their racks.
Yep.
And remember, you're going to have 2 racks because you're playing Siamese. So that means you're going for two hands to win.
Yes.
Okay.
So you do the East throws the die to break the first wall, just like the other games.
Okay.
And then that wall will come out. You deal from that wall.
Okay.
And you deal 27 tiles per each player.
Great. Okay.
And you
rather than one player having that 28th tile.
Right. And that's what I had played that way, where the Madam East would deal herself 28 and they made the first to discard. But on the
official
Mahjong Madness website, it says no. It gives too much, I guess maybe too much a slight advantage to that Madam East. So just eliminating
which
that.
Is what it does. Yeah.
Right. So you just deal 27 to each person, and then Madam is the first person to draw and discard.
Madam or East.
Yeah. And also you do the 2 Madam's walls in order first. You do the first 2 East walls, and then you go to the second walls.
So you draw from
you will deal
East
and then
2 full walls first before going to
Yes.
the other player's
Yes,
walls.
exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't ever do this.
I know. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and I'll get into the variation that that you and I played in that Clinton plays, because it's basically it's the same thing. You just don't build walls.
Yeah. So these are the official rules, right?
So you and you so everybody has you each begin, and I'll pick. Then Madam would pick the 28th tile and begin the game, and then the opponent picks a tile from the wall, and it just proceeds. And it gets interesting with this game because you are completing 2 hands, and you can call for Mahjong per hand. You don't have to have both hands completed to.
I think this part is so interesting.
Yes. And this is huge strategy too. And you really have to decide how beneficial it's going to be for you to call and expose a line.
So to clarify a little bit, you're going for 2 hands of Mahjong and Siamese. And typically you don't get Mahjong, you don't win until you've completed 2 hands, right? Both hands. But you can declare Mahjong for 1 hand if you've already completed that but still working on the second one. However, you're going to pay a bit of a price for it because you have to then expose that hand. Is that correct?
Yes.
You expose it on your rack, number 1. And number 2, that locks it in, meaning whatever is exposed you're locked in. You cannot trade between the 2 hands anymore. And number 3, if you use jokers in that first Mahjong, that 1 hand, they're locked in. They're not up for grabs, so the other player cannot steal them.
And that is one of the reasons why it might be beneficial to go ahead and expose, especially if you do have a bunch of jokers needed for a hand, because your opponent cannot call for those jokers once you have declared Mahjong for that line.
But nor can you.
Right.
So if you do draw that tile, you cannot swap for your own joker if you have declared Mahjong on that hand and already exposed it. So yeah, there's there's, I guess, like some plus and minuses to doing that versus declaring Mahjong when you have both completed. Right. But you could do either way. Those are both options.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes. And, not exposing for your own, the game might finish before you get to expose 1 line. And even if you don't win, you could still get points for that line. Or, if you're betting, if you have exposed one of your lines, but the other person gets both of theirs first, they win, but you still get points for the one line that you did complete. So,
that's interesting. All right. Yes. Very cool.
Yes. All right. Let's see.
Now tell me how you actually play.
Okay, well, let me make sure I didn't miss anything because. Okay, yeah. Oh, the other thing about that I read is this was a great tip is if you do expose one of your hands and you have some jokers, turn those jokers upside down so that it indicates that you have mahjonged that hand is off the table, and then it doesn't. Oh, and then people won't forget. That, I can't pull for that joker
because it's take the joker.
That's right.
Yeah, okay.
So just to flip
interesting.
Flip it over on your when it's
So if
exposed.
I see somebody doing that, I'll know what they're doing. But really, that's really the only situation where that would happen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Because in normal Mahjong play, that would never
be
the case.
You would never just expose
which is
one
why
hand.
it'd be good to do this here because you know, your inclination would be like, oh, I can take that joker. But nope, you cannot in Siamese. It is off.
I love that.
Yeah.
Good to know.
But the way that I usually play Siamese is the same rules of gameplay, but you do not do the walls. So you just lay the tiles, shuffle them, and then everybody draws their own 27 tiles. And Madam is the first to draw.
East.
Yes.
East gets 28.
After reading this, I think I'm just going to draw.
Okay.
The Madam will just draw first.
Okay.
And still do the 27 tiles.
So typically the way we've played in the past is no walls, just messy, right? So you just lay all of the tiles face down in the middle.
Right.
Both players get 2 racks each. One player would draw 27 tiles, and
Madam East would draw 28.
And Madam East would draw 28 because you need 28 to win. And to kick off the game, East would discard first, and then there's no Charleston, right?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm. That's why my husband gets so confused when he has to Charleston. He's like, what?
That's right.
What the hell are we doing?
You guys play this every night.
We do.
Almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
That's amazing.
Well, and it's, adding the second hand, I think adds a level of difficulty that, counters the lack of the 2 other contenders that you're, vying against. So
that's true.
And I think
also you learn the card faster.
That was my next
So this
point.
has been one of my favorite ways to play every time a new card comes out because I am scanning for 2 lines and I'm really committing 2 lines to memory at a time as I lock in and start to complete our hands. I'm sorry, Bubby. So as I start to complete them, every time I do that, every time I go for a hand, it really kind of commits to memory more.
Agreed.
Right?
And I think
2 at a time.
Yeah. It also helps, I think, your ability to pivot because you have so many more tiles to work with. You're able to see more and visualize more. At least for me, I think it really helps me spot those pivot hands and see the hands that work well together because you have a little more flexibility in what you can keep. And sometimes you're like, oh my God, I never would have thought about that. But here we are,
Totally.
So I love playing Siamese.
I've taught a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I think in the beginning, and I remember you too, your first reaction is to be intimidated.
Yes.
Like 2 hands at a time.
Right.
That's crazy. I'm struggling to do 1 hand at a time, especially when a new card comes out. But what I say for beginners is to use this giant draw of tiles. You have essentially 27 or 28 tiles and try to complete 1 hand first. And you can usually get pretty close to completing that 1 hand and use the remaining tiles to work on the second hand. And that can sort of make it a little less daunting where you're really just focusing on maybe that 1 or 2 tiles left for the first hand. But then you can really put most of your focus on that second hand. Once you get the feel for it, you realize it's not as difficult as it sounds or seems, and you'll do a lot more pivoting just within your own hands.
Yes.
But I think that's a great way to start if you are intimidated.
I do too. And also, I've had some family members that they're just a couple and they learned how to play and they would play messy just 1 line when the first week.
That's
and
great.
Then they added the second hand and then they were playing 2 hands. But for the first couple of weeks, they just played 1 hand while they got comfortable. And now they are crushing it. I can't wait to play with them this summer. It's going to be so fun.
All that Siamese, I'm telling you. Yeah,
so
you do not need a table of 4 to get some games in. But yeah, if you take away that rack and you're just doing 1 line at a time, that's still fantastic. It's a lot of fun. You can do messy. You can build walls if you want.
Right.
But either way, I highly recommend.
Me too.
Siamese is officially my favorite way. I will say that not necessarily the official Siamese rules that Gladys has laid out for us. I do like a messy situation.
Yeah.
I like
Depends
to just
on how much time
dump
I've got.
them out and get
Sometimes
the
I'm
game.
like, oh, I don't have time to do the walls.
Yes,
Let's just play messy.
Just get the game rolling.
Yeah.
But playing two hands at a time.
Okay, quick question.
Yeah.
I know you can play with 3, but can you do 1? And is that more so just practicing?
It is
I know
practice.
we're talking about learning
so
the card.
It's called like Mahjong Solitaire or Solo Maj. And we actually will probably do an entire episode on that because there are multiple ways to be able to practice the game on your own. But yes, absolutely. A lot of people do, like I said, the solo maj or the mahjong solitaire. They do towers, things like that. There's multiple ways. I think a lot of people gravitate towards like playing online when you're by yourself, and that way you get like the real feel of the game with multiple players.
I love the bots.
But I like the feel of the tiles. So
Bots suck. I can crush
would
the
rather do something on my mat and tiles than the bots. I don't like the bots.
I like beating the bots.
We're smarter than the bots. We can
No.
do it. Not me. Okay.
All right, now, all right, you ready to go into 3-player?
I think so.
Okay.
Okay. I've got to find. Hold on a second.
Do you need my card?
I'm looking for where 3-player is.
Well, Christina's
I found it.
her
All right.
cards are a little special today. They are upside down.
That's my fault.
You got the Australian cards, mate.
Yeah.
I swear I'm reading right side up, but somebody printed my cards upside down.
Spilling
Love you.
drinks, printing cards. What's going on
Mine
here?
are right.
Thank you. I know. I do have a faux card in here somewhere that like.
Yeah, there you go.
sits
There it
right-
is. There it is. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Just damaged
But
my hearing. You're
it's
good.
not a real card. Okay. So 3-player. I also love 3-player.
Me too. We play
And
this a lot.
This happens a lot. We do this in league when we can't fill that final table. But a lot of times somebody will call in sick or the babysitter can't make it or whatever it is. And you are just missing that one person, and it happens all the time. So one of the first things as a new Mahjong player that we look for is how to play with less than 4 people. And even more than 4, sometimes we would have like 5 or 6 people, and it's like,
Right.
how do we divide this up,
Right.
right? Can you split this into 2 tables and 2 games, or do you need to partner up? There is a way to have a 5th player as a better, which is really interesting, but we'll cover that another time. This is sort of just being able to sit and play the game. So National Mahjong League Rules for 3-player is to build 4 walls like you would a normal game. Tiles are drawn from the walls. You basically, cut the deck or brick the wall like you typically would. The empty seat does not get a deal. They do not draw tiles. Well, there's nobody there to draw tiles. So there is also, I want to point this out, there is no 1 and 3 for me during the deal. So
Right.
everybody gets their stacks till you have 12. And then typically East will say 1 and 3 for me. And she'll take the top 1st and 3rd tile to complete her 14 tiles while everybody else takes 1 more. Well, if you didn't know, the reason East does 1 and 3 for me is really just efficiency. If everyone went in a row and took 1 more tile and then East got the last tile, it would end up being that top 1 and top 3rd tile. So she just takes them both right at the beginning, 1 and 3 for me. Well, that is not how it shakes out when you only have 3 players.
right.
So East is not going to say 1 and 3 for me. She's going to take her 13th tile. Everyone else will take, the other 2 players will take their 13th tile, and then she will take the next tile in line as her 14th. So no 1 and 3 for me. Remember that. It's easy to do it, and sometimes it happens because it's just habit, but you're not supposed to do it. All right, per National Mahjong League, of course, remember that these are the National Mahjong League rules. Okay, so also there is no Charleston when playing by National Mahjong League rules. You go straight into play, so East would discard, the next player would then draw, and that is gameplay.
Right.
However, the Charleston is sorely missed for many. I know that I appreciate the Charleston. I kind of feel gypped when I don't get to do it
Right.
sometimes. So even in League 2, we try to play mostly by National Mahjong League rules, but we will allow for a patio. And I think a lot of people like to play 3-player this way. So I'm going to explain how to play with Bob, who is our imaginary 4th player. Okay, so what you're going to do, and this is a pro tip, when you're playing with 3-player,
Yes.
put the empty seat either across from east or to the right of east. And that is because it can get really messy when you build the patio, which I'm about to explain. So try to remember that. Bob will sit across from east or to the right of east.
You either want him to be the second to last or the last wall that is pulled out.
Yes.
That's the reason.
And this is why. So everybody is going to deal from the walls like you normally would. You're going to have 4 walls, even one in front of Bob. And the 3 players will get their typical deal, but Bob will not be dealt in. He does not get any tiles. Then when it comes time for the Charleston, you're going to build a patio of passes out in front of Bob's wall.
Right.
So you're going to take 3 tiles at a time from the top of his wall, and you're going to place them in a row in front of his wall until you have 6 passes. Now, some people, and this is all house rules, remember, because there is no Bob in National Mahjong League Rules.
So you'll have, by the end of it, you'll have one single height row, and then in front of that there'll be the 6 rows of 3s.
Well,
and then there's one left over.
There's one. So it's a single row because you use that the top row of Bob's wall to build out his patio. So it's going to be you're going to do 6 passes out in front. So you're going to place 3 tiles, 3 tiles, 3 tiles, 3 tiles, 3 tiles until you have 6. And those will serve as Bob's Charleston passes. And then left behind will be the bottom of Bob's wall.
Yeah, I'm going to build it out
the
over
bottom
here.
row. And typically there'll be just one little tile on the second row left. And so basically, once you start passing the Charleston, if you are passing to Bob, you would take your 3 tiles that you're passing and you would actually rebuild his wall with your pass. If he is passing to you, then you will take the next 3 tiles available at the end of his patio. And then by the end of the Charleston, there's no patio left and his wall is completely rebuilt. That top layer is all tiles left passed back to him from the Charleston. Now, if you're sitting directly across from Bob and you're going to do the courtesy pass, then you are going to determine how many tiles you want to swap with Bob, and you're going to pull from his top row on his wall, and you're going to replace what you pull with the 2 tiles you're giving him. And that completes the Charleston with a Bob. Then play just goes on as normal from there.
Then
you skip Bob, obviously.
Right.
He's not a real person. He doesn't have any tiles. And then once you get to his wall, somebody sitting near him would push out his wall, and you would continue until someone mahjong. So that is a way to play with 3 players and be able to do the Charleston.
What if there are jokers found in the patio set?
Okay, that is a great question. So,
And I think this is kind of something if you're a house rule situation. Like I'm sure that
absolutely is. So, per National Mahjong League rules, you cannot pass a joker during the Charleston whatsoever. Who would want to? But you can't do it even if you did. So what do you do about the jokers in Bob's passes in his patio? Well, you could do the honor system, which means if you happen to take your pass from him and you see there's a joker in there,
that one has 2.
That one has 2. You would swap those out with 2 other tiles from what's remaining of his wall. So you would put those jokers in his wall, and you would take the 2 tiles that are not jokers.
Yep.
You could also check them beforehand. So have like a different, an outside party, somebody who's not playing in your game or somebody you trust at your table to look through each pass, pull the joker out and replace it with another card, and then put those jokers back in Bob's wall somewhere.
And you kind of do want somebody that's not playing the game to do that, because not only are you looking for jokers, but you know what all the tiles that are going to be
passes are
given out.
Not that it's going to change what you get.
Right. But if you don't get something, you're going to know someone else might have it. So it's just,
that's
you're
true.
just not supposed to know what
you're
those
not
tiles
supposed
are.
to know. Honestly, when we play, I say, keep your jokers.
Yeah.
And I hope I get lucky.
Lucky you. Yeah.
I don't like the honor system. I want to get lucky with a Bob. That's one of the perks of a
People
Bob.
just lie.
It's like, I might get an extra joker.
Yeah.
So I
Agreed.
enjoy a bob. There is another way to play with 3 people if the Charleston isn't a priority for you. And that is 3-player messy. So basically 3 players sit around, and instead of building walls, you're going to put all the tiles in front of you in the middle of the mat, face down. You're each going to draw your own tiles, place them on your rack. Of course, whoever East is going to draw 14. Everyone else will draw 13 tiles. I think this puts some of the luck in your hands, because it's really like, I always get in my head and I'm like, am I just going to rack everything right in front of me, or am I going to like try to get it from all over the mat?
Yeah.
But really, whatever you get, it's your own fault. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I get mad at myself a little bit. And I'm
so
like,
hard
what
on
were you
yourself.
thinking?
Well, and it's a great,
Yeah.
it's another like time crunch game to play. Like if
Yeah.
you don't have a ton of time, now you are starting without doing the Charleston, so it might take
I
a
think
little
it
bit longer.
evens out,
I
to
think it
be
evens out
honest.
too, because
Yeah.
you've got the less contestant that you're
That's
playing
right.
with.
Yep.
But I think if you don't have time, you're just trying to get a quick game in.
Let's do
knock
it.
it out.
Just dump those tiles out. Everybody, deal for yourself, and then East will kick off by discarding,
Right.
and you keep going until
You go
somebody
from there.
wins.
Yeah.
So there's messy 3-player, no walls, no bob, and no Charleston. You just get right to it. Oh no,
Quick and
there's
dirty.
another fun way.
You know there is.
So I don't know if there's a name for this, but I call it the naughty 3-player mahjong.
Ruh-roh.
Girl.
And it's essentially the same as messy. So you're going to go messy, no walls, no bob, no Charleston, but maybe you add some blinks and extra
And the extra jokers.
And
Let's
extra
just
jokers.
do it.
Now, there is a time and place for this.
That's right.
I am a purist. I think both things can be true. I do think that playing with blanks and jokers removes a lot of the challenge. It can be considered cheating, whatever you want to call it. Is it still fun? Yeah, it's also still fun.
You're right.
I think this is my opinion, so don't come at me. But I think there's a time and place for everything. It makes some of the hands that you wouldn't normally go for more achievable. When you play with blanks, which we will do an episode on,
Yep.
the hands with the clotheslines, the ones with more singles and pairs, they suddenly become more achievable. Number one. Number two, the game goes a bit faster. In my opinion, don't you think
Yeah.
it goes
Oh, for
faster?
sure. Yeah.
So in learning the new card, I have been playing this way a lot lately because the games are going faster and I'm getting more familiar with lines I wouldn't typically go for. So am I
true.
saying this is the most challenging and best way to play? No, absolutely not. Like I love the classic National Mahjong League Rules 4-player. No blanks, no extra jokers. That's my favorite way to play. But if I can get an advantage and get more games in and more experience by doing some blanks and jokers,
Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
I think you definitely can get more games in. I personally have only played with blanks a few times, and it's also a bit of different strategy, which maybe we can dive
Yeah,
into another episode.
for
But
sure.
I want to learn a little bit more about how to strategize your game with blanks, because I think
Absolutely.
it really changes.
It's a totally different strategy, and it is still a challenge, and it is fun. But I'm not going to argue for one way or the other. I think there's
There's room for everything.
room for everything. But I do like it, and I call it naughty, and I do what I want.
You go, girl.
Yeah.
So
You do you.
The blanks can be anything.
You
No,
well.
no.
This is good question. Great question.
The blanks are like a zombie tile, right? Basically, when you get a blank on your rack, you can then use it when it's not your turn. You can use it to swap out for a dead tile. You can
gets
resurrect a tile that's dead on the mat. It's already been discarded, and it's
blanks
it's
are like
typically
Jesus.
dead for the rest of the game, and nobody can call for it or use it.
3 days and we back.
Yeah.
But it's like Easter. So you just swap a blank for a tile that you need.
And you want to be sketchy. You don't want people to see you do it. You want to try to do it
So
under
if
the
everything
radar
you
so they don't
needed-
see what you
Sketchy
get. And then
and
somebody
naughty.
just like, somebody tried
So
to
if
get a
everything
blank.
you needed to complete singles or pairs in your line has been discarded, the game's not over for you. You can still achieve
Staying
those lines
alive.
with
Staying
blanks.
alive.
Yeah, you cannot win with blanks on your rack. Oh My Mahjong has sort of claimed the like official rules
Right, and
for
their
blanks
card
on their
has
new card. Yeah,
has
I
plays
think
with
it's more of a
blanks.
house rule thing, like do what you want. But they have a good way of like sort of clarifying it. But in Texas, they call it the Texas twist. I've really enjoyed like learning about it and how to do it. I think there's room for everything.
Yeah.
I think it's fun and it adds a different element.
Right. Definitely. Sometimes when you're really into the wine mahjong game, that's what you need to just break out. Because,
Yeah, why not?
you know.
What would the Florida name for it be?
Ooh, great question, Marshall.
The Tallahassee tornado.
We did have a bad tornado.
You know
a few
what? We
years
did
ago.
have
I think that
Zombieland
works.
filmed here or at Wild Adventures.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
wait, wasn't it like the creature from
Woody Harrelson.
Black-
Oh yeah, down at
something
Wakulla
like that?
Springs.
What was
Yep.
that? What was that? Yeah.
Creature-
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
You're
Creature of
talking
the
about
Black
something
Lagoon,
else. Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
creature from the Black Lagoon. Tallahassee's famous.
We are.
Yeah.
We're so cool. We're so cool.
Yeah.
Well, that was great. I hope you guys learned a lot about how to play
Yeah.
with when you don't have four. And it is there. These options are so much fun, and really make you be able to play when you otherwise might not be able to play. So
That's
anything
right.
that lets us play more, yes, we're here
Yeah,
for it.
do what you want. This
That's
is
right.
your game.
That's right.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Do you want to give us some tile tips?
Yes,
All
I
right.
will do some tile
Take it
tips.
away, Elizabeth.
Okay. Well, earlier today in our we filmed 2 today. So earlier in our episode 6, we discussed some code names for some lines and the
Hands.
hands. That's right. God, Bubby, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I am trying to do better with that, but
We'll get there.
so I'm really going to hone in on one hand, but it is 2 of the code names that we talked about. One of the pivots
Okay,
is a
which-
code name as well. So
which hand are we doing?
The hand that I want to focus on today is the extra hand. It is found in the 2026
The fourth line.
4th line of 2026.
There it is.
And we've got a pairs of 2s, a pairs of 0s, and we've got pungs of the 2s and pungs of the 6s, and then we've got the news, which is read as a single.
2026 and news at
news.
the end.
Yeah, this is a 30-point hand, and it features the 2 6s and the wins. To put this into context, this card, we've already talked about this, that the 6s are in 40% of the hands, and 2 and 6 pairings are in 110 hands.
Whoa.
Yes. So
2s and 6s,
they
baby.
require both of those. So the 2s and the 6s are just highly, highly valuable.
I can imagine with the 2s, the 6s, and the soaps all being very popular tiles. That's not going to be an easy hand to achieve. What do you think?
I love the news. I was very successful with that one last year, and when
Okay.
it was in the odds. So I actually am pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
Even though it does have 2 pairs, I found I was really successful in that one. So I'm
Yeah.
hopeful that I will be as well on this one. But the other reason I really wanted to highlight this hand is because it is such a great pivot hand.
Yes. Where are we pivoting?
Well, first, it is such a great pivot because it shares 12 or 13 tiles with multiple adjacent variants of hands.
Okay. This is a great pivot hand.
So the extra hand, my favorite pivot is we're just going right up to the top of 2026, back to the
Oh.
Prince hand.
We're gonna party like it's 2026.
Yes. And if you notice, if either you're not getting the wins or you're missing 1 or 2 of those, and
Yeah.
you're just really worried about
Move on
securing
up.
those singles, just move on up.
All right.
Let go of the wins and work on getting the rest of the 2s and the 6s and the 0s that you
Perfect.
need. So that one's a really great
All
pivot
right.
that I think.
Extra to Prince.
Yes. All
Or
right.
vice versa.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
And then we could also pivot to line 3 on 2026 as well.
Okay.
So if you get a flower,
There you go.
then you pivot to that one. Let's see. And then over to the quince line on number 1, you could pivot to the 2s.
Okay. That's right.
That's right. Yes. And, especially if you
That is
pick
a lot
up
of
some
2s.
jokers or even the 6s, really, depending on whichever numbers you ended up doing. But
But there's more 2s in both of those first lines you mentioned.
Yes.
Yeah. So
pivot
that
to
makes
that one.
perfect sense.
And then also back to, let's see. Yeah.
You have one more for that
yeah,
one?
I do. It's on the 264 or 246 line. Oh my God.
Tequila.
I know. Well, look, I'm almost done.
I know.
On the 246.
I'm fighting. It's the end. I'm going to.
Line number 1 or line number 4. And these you'll see.
Even section.
Yes. The even sections, they have a lot of 2s, 4s, 6s. And you're seeing that redundancy of the 2s and the 6s.
Yeah.
And, it's just kind of a safety net down there. If something's not working up in the 2026s, it uses the pungs and the kongs and allows for maximum number of jokers.
Okay.
So that line, the 2, 4, 6, 8, 1 or 4.
1 or 3. Because they both have 2s and 6s?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So in evens, line 1 and line 3 both have lots of 2s and 6s. I think that's what I'm at.
Yeah. I guess line 4 too you could as well, because those dragon lines you could use a joker for any of those.
Oh, yeah.
Too. So yeah,
I love
no doubles.
lines that you can use a joker.
So that just leaves a lot of
Hands.
flexibility in the hands between 2026 and 2, 4, 6, 8. And then of course the like numbers, but those just staying in that little area gives you so much opportunity.
Oh yeah. 2026, both the 2 and the 6 being evens mean you're going to be all over
all up in that stuff.
That first page of the
Yeah.
card.
I foresee this first page getting a lot of action this year.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Well, that
For
was
sure.
my little
I love it.
tip. And I just love I love the Prince line.
I love the Prince
26.
line. All of these songs are going to be totally stuck in my head, but we are dying to hear back from
Yes.
you. We want to know what other card code names you have for the hands for 2026.
Yes.
Don't forget to drop it below in the comments, or you can email us at hello@tiletalk.com.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And every time I yell hands in the microphone, he totally jumps. I think of yelling his head.
I just think of the bear. I was like, hands, service.
Yeah. Well, and also,
The show.
Hands.
Yes.
The bear.
Yes.
Or bear. Yeah.
Bear.
Totally.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Tequila.
Tequila.
Well, that was a great episode.
That was a great episode.
Yeah.
And that's it for today's Tile Talk.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, may your tiles be lucky and your table always be welcoming.
Always. Cheers,
Cheers.
guys. Love you. Bye.